Alright, hi everyone. So I I have seen a lots of like Widowmaker guides on the internet, and I think they are pretty good, but they are not really perfect. So I want to make a guide which helps you get into the game, even if you are pretty good or you're just average. This guide should help you become way better than you was basically. Um, if you have seen my previous videos or if you maybe have looked me out on Master Overwatch, then you know that I am pretty good. I have good stats. But yeah, let's talk about Widowmaker. So first of all, settings. If you have bad settings, chances are that even if you train 20 hours a day, you're gonna still get wrecked. So let's go over them real fast. Um, I would say the most important thing is to have you should have a high refresh rate monitor for various reasons. I'm not gonna go into detail. You want to have VSync off. Um, Basically, you want to have as much FPS as possible, so do whatever you need, but make sure you have field of view 103. I did some experiments with less field of view. For example, in CSGO, 4x3 was a good way to go because it made everything larger and every pro used it, but in this game it's not really a thing. This game is very fast paced, so if you don't have a field of vision, you basically will have no chance to react whatsoever. So you really want to make sure you have that 103. About DPI, I would say make sure you have roughly like I would say 5 sensitivity with 800 DPI is pretty good. You can have like 4 sensitivity with 800 DPI, and if you calculate it with eDPI, that's pretty much whatsoever. So you can have 1600 DPI with 2 sensitivity, that's the same thing. If it comes to like scoping sensitivity, just take the default one or whatever you feel good with. But what you want to have is if you turn, like if your mouse is in the middle of the mouse pad, when you turn to the right, you want to have pretty much 180. In CSGO I was fine with like 120, but in this game you really want to have like 180. Like if you kill someone, there's a tracer, you really need to have that 180. Otherwise you're pretty much fucked. Maybe you can go a bit lower than that, but yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much about like settings. For crosshair, make sure you use the small, like not the dot one. I feel like the dot is not as good as this one because with this you can line up. So let's say there is like someone peeking there, you can line up very well. With the dot you cannot so easily, and with this one you can track a bit better as well. So it's all preference, but I feel like for sniping this is really the one you want to have. Going over to actually aiming, which is really important as Widowmaker because this is pretty much the only thing you have to actually kill someone. You don't have Hanzo's scatter arrow clutches and stuff like that. What you want to do is you want to train so much that you never actually miss a standing target. Like if you miss a standing target, then you will never hit anything in this game. So train it as much as you want, but if someone is standing, you really have to make sure that you have it. It's basically like a Reaper teleporting. If he teleports and you know he's there, you have to be able to kill it. If you can't, you're completely useless for your team. Or if there's like someone like a Genji standing still deflecting and he doesn't go away and he's at the end of his deflect, his 2 seconds deflect, you want to make sure you get the headshot. If you can do that, you're already 40% better than every Widowmaker that plays this fucking game. After that, what you want to do is you want to kind of play the game, but you kind of want to learn to do some flicks, small ones. Like you don't want to do these huge big flicks. You just want to like have basically this much and just really make sure that you get these small flicks. Like you don't actually have to shoot, just make sure you get these small clicks. And if you do this quite a bit, then it's really gonna help you. Like if, for example, there's a Lucio or there's a Mercy and you're like strafing a bit to the left, you're really gonna get those. Another important thing is like this 100% charge. I see a lot of people like, you're such a bad Widow, like you don't even wait your 100% charge. You don't have to. Just make sure it charges quite a bit. I would say like probably like 50% is actually already enough. Like this is almost enough, but yeah, if you can get the headshot, always go for the headshot. Except in some rare cases, but headshot is really good. So don't wait for the 100%. If you can get the headshot, get it. This is kind of how you want to play this. Like if there is a Reinhardt and you are behind him, then yeah, sure, wait for the 100%, get the headshot, 300 damage, there you go. What else? Your poison mine, that's the thing I see a lot of people using incorrectly. You can use it for two reasons. Let's say there is a fight going on, like there is Reinhardt, everyone just fighting. What you can do, you go up, you get maybe an opening shot, you put your mine down, and if you put it like, let's say there is the fighting here going on, you put it down, that can actually do damage to like 5 people. And that damage is gonna add up, so it's gonna be actual decent damage overall. Sure, it's trash cheap damage, but it's much better than, let's say, you playing here, you put your mine here, and then you just keep sniping, and then there's a tracer coming up, he just flicks through this, it doesn't even do anything, and then he shoots you in the back. So you can use it like reactive, but if you actually see a lot of shit going on, don't be afraid to use it like really just aggressive, like aggro. You can do quite a bit of damage. Or if there's, let's say, a Genji fight going on and he's like deflecting, moving around like crazy, just pop it up, make sure you don't actually get hit by it if he goes through it. So you're just gonna play around your mine. It's a bit like a soldier healing area, except it's not healing, but it's like minus healing for him if he walks into it. It's a bit harder to see as well. Your like average like firing rate with the machine gun is not to be underestimated either. Like people like to just, you know, go either like hard sniping and never actually using the machine gun, which I don't think you should not do too much. Like machine gun is not really something you want to use too much, but if there's actually someone really close to you, like you can burst him down quite well. Like the headshots gonna still get the multiplier, so it's actually quite scary. Like if there is a tracer, you get a body shot, just spray him down, don't even think about it. Except if he blinks at it, sure, get the headshot or whatsoever. But what you don't want to do is tanks. If let's say there's a Roadhog or a Zarya, don't just do that, okay? You're gonna get grabbed, you're gonna get focused on, everyone's gonna see you're here. You really want to kind of keep your distance at all times. So you only use it if someone pushes you. Don't actually use it to open up yourself with it. This is your defensive weapon and never you're actually attacking. There's one exception, like there's always exceptions. If there's a huge fight going on, there's a Reinhardt who's getting focused down. Let's say his shield is like facing this way, you're behind him and he's fighting, then sure, just spray him down, who cares? But normally you don't really want to use this to attack. Your Q, don't use it if you're in trouble. Like that's a wasted Q. If you, let's say, there's a Winston, you're fighting, you die to it, then you just messed up your Q. Use it when you get into the fight, or it's actually like beneficial to you. Never use it when you're about to die, or if you just team killed everyone and you're far away from their spawn point or stuff like that. Matchups, that's also important to talk about. Your biggest problem is obviously the fact that you don't have an HP pool to actually fight with your team. So what you want to do is not die. Like if you don't die, that's already pretty good as a Widowmaker, because pretty much everyone in this game is made to kill you, because you don't have mobility, you don't have HP. Your hook has a, I don't know how many, like 12 seconds cooldown, and it's kind of buggy as well. Yeah, it's a 12 seconds cooldown, and you can often get bad hooks, so staying alive is really crucial. So let's talk about aggressors. Like Genji. Genji's pretty good at messing you up if you are fighting against the pro Genji. What's gonna happen basically, you're like sniping, he gets up, he gets let's just change to Genji. He gets up, does his stupid combo. He has serious damage on his shuriken, especially if you're like sniping default, you're not moving too much, and you get this like combo that people like to do, this, you know, this 3 stuff and just doing the like this shifting attack into you. That's gonna kill you. Like that's an insta kill pretty much if you actually hit them. You will lose the matchup pretty much if they are actually good, but you can win the matchup if you bait out their reflect. You can actually just spray them down with your machine gun. Like try it. Like they're gonna do all of this, but you're gonna still have your machine gun. Most of the time they want to get away from you, and then you kind of reset it. If they get a medikit and then get up to you again and you're low HP, you're gonna die, so you really want to make sure you get back to your team. Yeah, basically Genji is not really your problem. Macri is not a problem, because like Macri can't really kill you in like a cheeky way except his flashbang, but you're far away from him. If you get flashbang, then it's really your own fault and you're gonna die. Pharah is perfect for you. Like Pharah is like, I love it when people play Pharah against me. They go up, you headshot them, then they ult, you headshot them, they're gonna die, it's easy. Reaper, if they teleport, that's a free kill, and you actually see it, then that's really a free kill for you. If they get up behind you, then you are in trouble. Like if he gets the headshot on you like this, even if you hook away, he might be able to, like, you know, just spray you down as you hook away. So don't really want to fight Reaper. If you get the first shot on him and he uses his shift and he still wants to fight, then go fight him. You have like 8 seconds to kill him. So yeah, Reaper is, I would say you're slightly favored if he doesn't get this, you know, sneak up crazy headshot on you that does like, I don't know, a shitload of damage. Soldier can be tricky. Like if you don't like one shot kill Soldier, you're not gonna kill him. Like Soldier has, I love playing Soldier myself. It's maybe my best character. Like cheap, like it has burst damage, mobility, healing. It has the full package. Either headshot Soldier or just get away. Don't fight him. Or maybe fight him and his like healing abilities on cooldown, but I don't recommend fighting Soldier too much, except if you're at really long range. But even then, this can be cheeky, like you peek and bam, you're kind of dead. Sombra, no idea, never really had experience with Sombra waiting you, so Tracer is maybe the most annoying one. If there is no map where you can like really get safe from some Tracer, like something like this, and Tracer cannot get it, then like that's it, you're dead. Like this is how fast like a good Tracer will kill you, and Tracer always can do that. Reset her HP. You really kind of have to hit a body shot or a headshot to actually scare off a Tracer. If she still wants to fight, then you can actually maybe beat her, but Tracer is a good counter. Not the best counter, but if someone has Tracer, most of the time you're gonna die if you don't actually manage to get high ground. Bastion is bad. Hanzo is really a problem in my opinion. The main issue is that Hanzo like can just do that. Like let's say there is a fight going on, like let's say this is Widow and you're Hanzo, and all you really do is just this spamming. And with Widow, it takes so long to charge up that you don't really have the ability to punish a Hanzo just doing that. Apart from the fact that Hanzo can do that, he knows where you are and he gets the scatter arrow cheeky kill. So if there's a Hanzo, you don't want to fight the Hanzo if he has cover, because in this kind of matchup, the Hanzo is gonna win every time. Honestly, even at long range, like it's gonna be tricky because he does this like cheeky shit. He has a viable ult. I don't know. You can fight Hanzo if he's not aware of you, or if he doesn't have cover, then he's kind of a sitting duck. But apart from that, it's not really good for you at all. Mei, not a problem actually. If she gets close to you, you're gonna die pretty much. But if she doesn't get close to you, no problem. Other Widows, like, don't actually engage in a Widow fight that's not viable. Let's say you're here and there is another Widow there and they have like a really good team, like her Mercy is like, you know, giving her damage bonus. You have a Winston who's like around here, is about to jump you. You have Reaper somewhere going on here, and then she has her ult activated and you have nothing. Then it's not you being bad at the game, you just have so much against you, you're gonna die in the fight. So only really face Widows if you actually know that she's like much worse than you, and that you have like really an advantage. Like I won't really want to fight a Widow when I know that I am in a 50-50 or less, because that's not really making you consistent at getting frags. Don't be ashamed, like if you know that the matchup is not good, don't take the matchup in this game, like honestly. But if you, let's say, have your ult active, you know that she's in trouble, sure, go ahead, kill her. Train your aim, that's all you really can do actually. This video is getting really long, so let's finish it up. The tanks, most of them are not gonna be a problem. D.Va can be issue if she likes, you know, flies to you and does this weird shit and sprays you down. All I can say is if you fight D.Va, all you really have to do is just make sure that you're always going backwards, because as long as you're going backwards, she can't really move and shoot, and her bullets do like really shit damage when she's not in range for you. So yeah, like let's say she's here, that's already not that great, and if she's here, okay, that was a pretty fast kill, but let's say she's here, that's like no damage. Like if you get hooked, like you're there, then you know she can't do anything about it. If you get a good hatchet on D.Va, the thing is that you can actually kill D.Va pretty easily. You know, because the hatchet hitbox is so huge, you just spray into it, and when she jumps out, make sure you scope, and she's either gonna go left, right, or behind, and then if you have the aim, you just make the flick, and that's a free kill. The most annoying counter you can get is Winston. Like, if there's a good Winston player, you're gonna die 100%. Like, if your team is not helping you, all Winston has to do is, and you know, you're dead. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like 500 HP, a shield, and this no aiming weapon that just easily kills you. There's nothing you can really do about it. If you get a hatchet on Winston, it's a different story. Like, let's say the Winston is somewhere there, you go and get a hatchet, let's say for 300 damage, Winston has 200 HP. If he jumps you, it's an even matchup. Like, he can still put down his shield, he can go back if he wants to, but if he takes the matchup, then that's gonna be not too shabby actually. Like, I have seen lots of Winston players just die being overconfident in just having Winston. Yeah, last thing, Ana and Zenyatta. Zenyatta can do the same thing as Hanzo basically. Just spamming around the corner, and the headshots are pretty damaging. Like a good headshot, I don't know, like that can be trouble, especially if you get the E. Like they can kill you really fast. Be careful with Zenyatta. It's your best matchup is probably still Zenyatta because no movement, you know, no shields, no nothing, just body shot him twice or just headshot him once and beat that. But if you're actually like Eve, I wouldn't really want to take the matchup. He knows where you are, so when you peek, he can pre-fire you. People forget that when you're Eve, he knows, like, he has basically wall hacks. He can like pre-fire you so well. Be careful with this. And basically that's it. Just play Widow, train your aim, and be smart. Don't take matchups that like you're gonna lose, right? You don't want to do that. If you're getting jumped by Winston, go away. If you're getting out Widow because there's too much going on against you, don't take the matchup. Try to go for healers, try to go for matchup that favor you. A Mercy cannot shoot back, you know. And really, the first, like, one last thing I want to talk about and then I end the video, it's really long. Just make sure that first you learn to kill at targets that are standing still. If you can do that, you move on to actually small flicking. And when you can do that, that's when you learn the last thing, tracking. Like then you just go and try to track the enemies. When you can do that, you're kind of ready, because that's maybe the most difficult aim type that you can have, especially in a game that's so fast. When you can really track these bots, then you're ready. So yeah, thanks for watching, and that's about it.